So my friends went on a gator hunt this past Saturday. It saved me the skin. Still got some meat on it. We got to clean it off and see if we can't save these hides. This is the belly over here. Woo! And this is the back. Looks like a nice sized gator.
9 feet, 200 pounds.
Sweet. 9 feet. Wow. And also, not sure if I can do anything with this. It left me a foot. We'll try and figure out what we can do with this here in a little bit too. We're over here cutting the meat off the hide. Throwing it into all these big old gaff top catfish down there. Throw a piece down there, Vernon. Let's see if they show up. Not for the video. We've now taken as much meat as we can off of this skin. We're going to run a pressure washer on it. See if we can't finish cleaning it up. Let it dry for a little while before we put some salt on it. But it's come off pretty nicely. Comes right off here, which is nice. So now we're cleaning the belly side of the skin. We've gotten this clean so far. This has been a lot easier than the other side because this is smooth. It's almost like filleting a fish over here. It just
Okay.
looks like this gator's had an old fight with somebody. Either got an old tooth mark or a shot or something right here. Goes to right here and comes right here. Fortunately, he can't tell us that story anymore. Right. We got Vernon working the pressure washing after we've already taken as much meat as possible off that skin. Get the rest of the fit off so the hide does not rot away. Over here we are degloving the claw that he left us. So I've put a slit down the ventral side of the paw and I've stripped this back and still working on getting close down to the nails, and then I'm going to clip the bones and leave the nails in, hopefully, if possible. All right. One more finger to go.
Yay.
He's shooting you the bird.
That's the underside. Backside too.
That's what I want to go for this right here.
Yikes.
Got it.
Turn it back the right side in. A glove. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, let me get a close up of that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, he's got it on his hand. Oh,
Sure
Lord.
he is, ready for
Oh
a back
my
scratch.
God. Oh my God. That looks like something out of a horror movie. Oh.
We're air drying them after cleaning them and power washing them.
Wow. This was 9 feet long. Ryan and his crew, William and his buddy, his partner, Ryan's partner, got this the other night on lottery. And this is the belly side. Wow. Yeah, Parag and I were talking about, we feel sorry for it, but it is really pretty cool. And Parag likes to eat it.
So we've let it on the dock this afternoon. You saw me putting some salt on those hides after we laid them out. So I put about 1 inch of salt onto them and then wrapped them up, rolled them up really tight, and the water has been draining out of these hides. So I put them up in a little basket here, letting it run into the container below that water, and put it in front of a dehumidifier. And we're gonna let this sit on the salt for about 2 to 3 days. And then we're gonna unwrap it and resalt them one more time. So it's been 5 days now since we've put these alligator skins on salt. We're gonna open them up, change out the salt, and see what they look like here today. Resalt them. Woo, it's looking good.
Daddy, are they rugs?
They're not rugs yet. Let's see here. Starting to get a little stiff as they're drying up.
Hey, are you turning them rugs? And we can put
Some of the
them
salt.
in
Well, we can,
house.
and then we'll put some fresh salt on it here in a second. Let's see how it looks here. Woo. Looks good.
Quickly, would like this, we would eat it.
So, still has a little bit of moisture in it. So we're going to resalt it and wrap it up again with some fresh salt. And let's see the other ones here too. This is that's the belly. Here's the back now. Watch out. Oh, there we go.
Daddy, I was putting
Woo,
it in
this
the
one got
trash.
stiff here a little. There we go. Hello. All right.
That one, that
And then one more here. And this is the claw. So we'll see how this works out. And then we're going to change out the salt in the fingertips here too, so it dries up good and doesn't rot out.
Daddy, is that?
Okay. And so,
I was surprised. I mean, literally.
yeah. All right, so they are looking good. They're drying out. I'm going to put
Daddy,
another
it's salty.
round of salt on them and wrap them back up, and then check them again in about 3 or 4 days and see how we're doing. And then if we need to, we'll soak it with some borax and salt water and some detergent, and we'll see how we do.
And it gets mess on here. If we ever put it in the water.
Okay. For the next step, we have taken a 5-gallon bucket. We're making the brine to soak the alligator skin. So I've half filled it with water. Got the bucket at Firehouse for $3. We've taken 3 pounds of salt. We're gonna put it in the bucket. We're gonna take 1 cup of borax. And we're also gonna do 1 cup of bleach. And pour it in here. And that's gonna help kill the bacteria on the skin. So now we're gonna stir up the solution. You gotta make sure you have plenty of salt in it. So don't skimp on the salt. All right, so here is skin, and now it has been dried up in the salt for a few days. We're gonna stick it in here. And looks like we're gonna need to add a little more water to it because it has to be completely covered here. So we're gonna come back and add a little more water to this bucket before we put the lid back on. All right, so we're also gonna take the claw that we're trying to preserve, and we're also gonna, I don't know if you can see it, but we're also gonna add that to the bucket here as well. All right. And now we're going to add the extra water to it and then seal it up. We have finished filling it up with water, so we're gonna close the lid on this. And now we're gonna do the same procedure with the leftover, the back portion. We're filling another bucket here. We're gonna do the same brine up and stick it in that for a few days as well. So we have put the salt, borax, and bleach in this one as well. And let's add the other hide to it. Oops. All right, it goes in the bucket. Sure it's all the way down, submerged in it. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on this one as well. And we'll pull it out in a few days and see what it looks like. The alligator skins have sat in the brine solution for 5 days now. So let's open them up and let's see what they look like. We're gonna take them out and then rinse them off with a hose. and then we're gonna package them in the pickling solution. Alright, so now the alligator skins are coming out of the brine solution. Let's take a look at it. We are going to hose this down, and then we're going to put in the next solution here. Just rinse it off real good. Claw. And here is the back. So you got the belly, the claw here, and the back. It's looking good so far. Looks real good. Okay.
Ew, go barf.
I don't smell anything.
My wife apparently thinks something stinks. Okay.
Oh, I can smell it now.
Get it all rinsed off. Get all this
It
stuff.
smells like rotten fish. How is
Get in here again. This is the one you really. All right. They're done rinsing off. I'm gonna roll them up. All right. We're gonna roll it back up, and then we're gonna put in the pickling solution. So let's roll it back up here.
Daddy, are we putting more salt on that one?
No, we're not. We're gonna put in the pickling solution.
What is pickling the sushi?
Okay. And then we got the claw. All right.
What is pickling the sushi?
right. Cut it. Now that we have rinsed off our alligator skins after taking them out to the brine, we are going to pickle them. We have filled this container up with about 9 gallons of water. Next, we add 9 pounds of salt to the solution. And then we're also adding 9 ounces of formic acid. And that should help the leather be a little more pliable when we're done with our process. It's all been added in, and we're just stirring it up here before we put the skins into it. So now the pickling solution made with the formic acid and salt and water, we're gonna stick it in here. Make sure all our air bubbles are out of here as well, again. And let me get the last skin here. Make sure it's completely submerged in the water. We will check this again in about 24 hours. And we're going to add some baking soda to it. And then we're going to rinse it off and then do our last step. The alligator skins have been soaking in the pickling solution now for approximately just over 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is pull those alligator skins out, put them in the bucket, and I'm going to take this baking soda, put it into this acidic pickling solution, mix it up really good, then put the alligator skins back in and let them soak for about 15 minutes, and then rinse them off before we go to the next step, which we start the tanning process. So I pulled the skins out into these 2 buckets here. Here goes the baking soda into the pickling solution. Oh my gosh, and it is fizzing away. So we've got a big chemical reaction here going on. Gonna mix this thing up. All right. Let me show you all what's going on here. You see that? It's just a fizzing away. All right, I'm gonna put the alligator skins back in here and then close it up for about 15 minutes before I take them out to rinse them off. The alligator skins have Finished soaking for about 15 minutes. After adding the baking soda, I'm going to pull them out, hose them down, and then stick them in the tanning solution. So we are going to start the tanning phase now. So we're going to start mixing up the solution. We got 8 gallons of water. We got 12 ounces of lutein F and 5 pounds of salt. We're going to put in here as well. We'll mix it all up, and then we'll put the skins in here in a few minutes. All right, so now we're going to put in the tanning solution that has a lutein F in it. The skin has been soaking in the lutein F for over 24 hours. I'm now going to add 2 ounces of sodium acetate and then let it soak for 90 more minutes. Here's the solution. I did pull out the alligator skins, adding the sodium acetate here. No big fizzing like when we did the baking soda to the acid pickling solution. All right, very good. Now I'm going to put the skins back in here. Skins are back in the tanning solution after I've added this sodium acetate. We're going to let it sit for about 90 minutes. Then we're going to pull it out and hose it off and let it dry off overnight. It's now been 90 minutes. So we're going to pull these gator skins out and start hosing them down and then laying them out to dry. I've put the skins on a ladder to air dry overnight, and in the morning I'm going to come back out here and start applying some True Tan reptile and amphibian tanning oil to it. So I'm getting ready to start the tanning process. Looking over my hides, you see those yellow specks on it. That's where I failed to get 100% of the meat off the carcass here. So I'm hoping that does not come back and haunt me down the years, causing some premature breakdown of the leather. I've let the hides air out overnight, and now I've got the tanning oil, the reptile tanning oil, and I am applying it to the hides, and then I'm going to leave them out and probably do a couple coats and see how it does. The skins are drying out. I have applied more of the reptile tanning oil to the skins. They're nice and flat. They're still pretty pliable, so you can see it just lifts up so easily. So far it looks like the whole process has worked here pretty nicely, so that's good. All right.
Talk to me, buddy. What you doing?
Scratching everything.
With what?
Alligator claw.
Yeah.
I am finished with the curing process, and I've put the Reptan tanning oil on it on the hide several times now. The bag turned out really good and flat, as you can see. It's going to be beautiful to hang up on the wall. It did end up stiffening up as it dried up, even though I put several layers of tanning oil on it. Next time I will remember to probably add a few more layers as it dries to see if it helps keep it a little more pliable. The claw also turned out pretty cool. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this. But the back I'm probably just going to hang up on the wall. Here's the belly. And he said the belly's beautiful. But we did still, I don't know if you can tell or not, but we did still get a few warps in it. And one of the options I probably should have done is either while it was still wet and pliable, nail it flat up against the board to keep it from getting any of these warps in the hide. I came back, reapplied a lot more oil to the skin. It did take out some of the warps, but it would have been nice if it was completely flat. But it is still beautiful. Hope you all have enjoyed the video.